of admiration I actually have for China, because their basic dictatorship is allowing them to actually turn their economy around on a dime and say we need to go green as fastest. We need to start investing in solar.
I think the Chinese government is, to call it reprehensible, barely scratches the surface. China's social credit system, which we are rushing to imitate, just like we imitated the totalitarian response to COVID, that's a major threat to long-term freedom in every sense of the word. That's a dreadful fascist intervention. China. I have two minds about China. I think the Chinese government is, to call it reprehensible, barely scratches the surface. China translated my maps of meaning. I shouldn't have allowed it, but the first book I wrote, is a very thick book. It's about 400 pages of dense text in English, and I think the Chinese translation was that thick, 3/8 inch, and pretty big type. I have no idea what it says, but the probability that it says anything like what I wrote is pretty damn low. And China's social credit system, which we are rushing to imitate, just like we imitated the totalitarian response to COVID, that's a major threat to long-term freedom in every sense of the word. That's a dreadful fascist intervention, and I say fascist because it involves the union of the state and media and the technocratic apparatus, and that's definitely a huge threat to us. China has devolved in many ways on the political front over the last 5 or 6 years. We were hoping that integrating China into the Western economy would produce a certain liberalization on their part, and to some degree that's happened, and certainly that's addressed the problem of poverty in China, which was a very good thing. But the Chinese are not our allies, and we're very foolish in the West to allow ourselves to become fractured. I think it's a catastrophe that we didn't integrate Russia into NATO when we had the opportunity, because we had the opportunity and we squandered it. And that was a big mistake, and God only knows what we're going to pay for that. I'm very nervous about the fall because the food front looks dismal, and the best projections I've encountered suggest that 150 million people will be hungry by the fall, and that'll mean mass migration into Europe, minimum, apart from the deaths, which fall particularly heavily on children in all likelihood. So yeah, we've got a mess on our hands. And then, everyone seems to be fiddling while Rome burns. The Biden Democrats are occupied with the most preposterous idiocies that can possibly be imagined at the moment, when there's this terrible occurrence on the international front that could pull us all in. We seem to be doing everything we can to be pulled in.